on Flower, Chad. Right below us. Okay, so he's right below us, southbound on Flower, continuing through here. I'm sorry, David and Ellen, but going back to my point, just so dangerous as he moves through downtown LA at these speeds with the number of LAPD officers right behind him. The potential for a terrible tragedy is so high. It's a minor miracle that nobody has gotten seriously hurt yet. Just incredible. I mean, the potential for an accident is so high, but at this point, we really haven't seen anything too crazy yet, with the exception of a couple of fender benders. That's pretty much about it. He's back onto 7th Street, so he's doing another circle here. He's going to come up on Grand Street once again. Had no problem just a minute ago going the wrong way on Grand Street. That's the other problem with downtown. As he makes these real-time decisions to try and lose the cops, it's so easy for him to end up on a one-way road that it's just so easy, and he has no idea sometimes that he's even doing it. So LAPD continuing right behind him, again, with all the pedestrians along here, just so fearful that somebody's going to get hurt. But he's coming up on Broadway, making the left on Broadway, and once again, just doing full circles through downtown LA. He's really establishing no pattern whatsoever for LAPD to set up for a spike strip, but doing lots of circles through here, almost a joyride as he tries to lose the cops. It's just not going to happen, though. Yeah, this is the worst case scenario. Bottom of the 4 o'clock hour on a Tuesday afternoon with this many folks leaving work, pedestrians, bicyclists, all of the vehicle traffic, forcing him into oncoming traffic once again here, continuing on Broadway, making a right on 4th Street, but the potential is so high. This is why we would much rather see him resort to a freeway where CHP and law enforcement can track him from above, and they can keep their distance and play the game that he wants to play until he runs out of gas. That's why a freeway is so much more preferable in a situation like this. This is the absolute opposite, where you have a densely populated area like downtown LA. All of the pedestrians, the bicyclists, and the motorists are in danger as he continues through here, continuing on 4th Street, coming up on Los Angeles Avenue, and once again making a right onto Los Angeles Avenue. So again, continuing to do circles. If he continues, you can see there's already cops in front of him, not only behind him, but cops up and down these side streets in front of him. If that continues, eventually there will be a unit with a spike strip that'll be able to maybe set up. It's tricky. It's very tricky. It's not an easy thing to do, especially with all of the other cars in the area here. But if he establishes enough of a pattern through downtown, we may see that as a possible option. Up until now, though, we haven't seen any attempts to spike him. The suspect, again, believed to be armed. 2 suspects at one point rolling down the windows and throwing stuff, for lack of a better term, out the window. Looked to be maybe some type of clothing or other materials, but throwing stuff out of the windows, maybe stolen merchandise. That may be what we're looking at here, is some shoplifters. But this was an armed robbery in Highland Park. Not sure when it happened, but again, LAPD has been following him and pursuing him ever since. Early on in the pursuit, they actually tried to back off, put it into tracking mode, and then it picked it up once again. Ever since we've been over it, he has just been driving so erratically and so dangerously. LAPD really has had no choice but to stay on top of him. And I mean literally above him, in front of him, and behind him. Ooh, here comes another close call here, a pickup truck maybe trying to get involved in the pursuit. No reason for that guy to be in the wrong way in the oncoming lanes there. So we may have pedestrian vehicles here trying to play a role here. Excuse me, we're back on Hill Street. LAPD is still right behind him. Everything he's trying to do here to lose the police, and none of it's working. Again, hopefully they'll be able to corner him here at one of these intersections. But right now, he is just continuing to blow through these red lights, and LAPD's airship, there you see, still overhead following in the pursuit. And there you go. There was a spike attempt. There was a unit that happened to be in place, tried to spike him, but it wasn't long enough. He was able to skirt right around there. But this is what I was talking about. I think we're going to see more of that as if he remains in downtown LA. There are so many units at each of these intersections now that at some point you're going to have officers just like that one who are able to toss out a spike strip and maybe try and bring it to an end that way if they could blow out a couple of these tires. Again, going the wrong way here on Hill Street. It's a two-way road, but he is going the wrong way, now making a right onto, oh, man, it looked like okay, so they continue right behind him. All right, continuing now on First Street, off of Hill Street, and a number of units still right behind him. He almost lost him there for a second, it looked like, but he's continuing now at a fairly high clip eastbound on First Street. So if he continues, maybe we'll leave downtown and head back towards the LA River. We'll see here as he continues, he's encountering less traffic. So he might catch on to the fact that if he gets away from downtown LA, maybe he'll have less traffic to contend with. Still, though, coming so close to so many of these vehicles, threading the needle there with a city bus and right through another intersection as we make our way through Little Tokyo. He's just crossed over Central Avenue and taking that turn really quick as he turned onto Alameda there. Once again, you've got folks on the sidewalk not knowing what's going on here and back onto the oncoming lanes of traffic on Alameda Street now. This is just so dangerous, guys. He's coming. Yep. Back around, yep, in front of the Federal Building, right through, yeah, so he's continuing on Temple Street, and to your point earlier, David, you know, the adrenaline will only last so long. At some point, he's going to come to his senses here and realize that he's going to have to just give it up, or leave downtown LA and try and bail somewhere else. You know, it's just a matter of how much gas he's got and how desperate he is to get away. Obviously, he's showing no signs of giving up anytime soon here. Now coming up on a freeway entrance, and he may be getting on the 101 here. Yeah, so this could be a real problem for him. Although, as I look out the window, unbelievably, as I look out towards the 101, I've never seen the 101 so empty, guys, honestly. I mean, northbound on the 101 now, southbound traffic heading towards downtown for some reason is actually heavier than the northbound traffic right now. Normally this time of the day, you guys know very well, this should be bumper-to-bumper traffic. Okay, he's now riding the shoulder. He's going to negotiate some of this traffic here, but it's not jam-packed like we would expect to see. Northbound past Pasadena, and he is just going to continue northbound with plenty of room to play with, and that's a good thing. Quite frankly, this is what I was kind of hoping, that maybe he would just jump on a freeway and let CHP and LAPD bring this to an end, another way, especially with this kind of traffic where there's not so much of it. Again, we would never expect to see this little traffic on the 101 freeway at this time of the day, but yet here we are, just a little bit of weaving through some of the cars in front of him, but the bumper-to-bumper traffic that we normally see is just not there right now, guys. Getting off at Echo Park here. He's going to hit Glendale Boulevard, may make a left onto Glendale Boulevard, and he is on Bellevue Avenue, actually, making a left onto Bellevue Avenue, and is now in the heart of Echo Park. Not sure why he decided to get off the 101 freeway there. He had so much room, so much roadway to play with, but maybe it's just a matter of being in an area he's not familiar with. He has, for most of this pursuit, has been in northeast LA, at some points in Glendale and even in Chinatown, and obviously we've spent the last 15 minutes in downtown LA, in the heart of downtown LA, but he's continuing back towards Glendale. If we continue up, all right, taking that turn pretty quickly, now on Glendale, or Park Avenue, off of Glendale Boulevard here in Echo Park, guys. Ooh, right in front of a city bus. All right, crashed right into a bus stop. Crashed into a bus stop, and now the driver's crawling out of the driver's side window, and the passenger is jumping out as well. So we've got two suspects. Oh, no, he's trying to carjack another vehicle, guys. Here comes an unmarked vehicle. LAPD now chasing him on foot here through Sunset Boulevard in downtown L.A. near Echo Park. They are now in a foot pursuit on Sunset, and he is going to be taken down right there, guys. The passenger went in the opposite direction after he tried to carjack another vehicle. Thank goodness, as far as I could tell, there was nobody at that bus stop. He crashed into that bus stop and is now being taken down on foot after a brief foot pursuit on Sunset Boulevard near Logan Street. A number of LAPD officers all over him. He is now being taken into custody, and this pursuit is finally over. But how dangerous and how scary for a few moments there. He's still struggling, putting up a fight here, guys. He is not giving up easily. I think he took his eye off the road for a second, swerved right into the bus stop, and that was curtains. And then you saw the passenger, who was at one point throwing stuff out the right side of the window, came out the driver's side as well. The rear driver's side door opened up, and both of them popped out. The driver jumped through the window. The passenger opened the door. They both went running in different directions. This is the driver that you're looking at right here, who made a run for it after trying to carjack another vehicle, so desperate to get away. Fortunately, now this guy is being taken off the streets, and we'll have an update for you very shortly on that passenger. Chad, go to the other guy. All right, we're going to pan up a little bit and see if we can get a view of the passenger. Jay, did you see which way he went? Echo Park and Sunset. So right there at the intersection, it looks like the passenger didn't get very far. Let's go ahead, Chad, and push in on the bus stop itself and see what kind of damage he's done there. From what I could tell, there was nobody at that bus stop, and thankfully that's where this came to an end. They are clearing the vehicle now, going to give the code 4 once both suspects are in custody, but it came to an end right in front of a Bank of America. There you see, it looks like that's where the other passenger is. On Sunset, he is being taken into custody right there just up the block from Echo Park Boulevard. And now both the driver and the passenger are being taken into custody. Guys, what a dramatic end to this wild pursuit. Just back over to the bus stop. Thank you. So, David, the report that we're getting from the ground is that, and that's pretty consistent with what we've seen, is that most of what was being thrown out of the vehicle was actually clothes. It was apparently almost entirely clothing merchandise that was being thrown out the driver's side and passenger side at some points, and you could see some of that clothes actually still spilling on out of the passenger side there, the driver's side as well, sitting there on the street. But you could see they have now given the code 4. However, I can tell you they have called for an ambulance. There may be either an officer or a suspect injured after that struggle over about a block away. We'll go ahead and pan down. Looks like the suspect is, yeah, well, we also saw, if you pan down just a little bit, Chad, you see that unmarked vehicle in the middle of the intersection. You saw an officer jump out at the end of the pursuit and go face-to-face with the suspect as they followed him down Sunset Boulevard. I could tell you the report that we're getting is that the suspect is now injured, and that is why the ambulance is on the way out here. So apparently an injured suspect, the driver believed to be injured following the end of this pursuit. Push in, all the way in. At some point, and I didn't see when it was, at some point the bumper came flying off of that maroon vehicle. Copy. Pan down. Push in there. Not yet. Zoom out. Let's go ahead and look for that ambulance. Yeah, he should be here in a second. Copy. Got it. Do you want to follow it? Okay. Push in there. Did that airbag go off? One more time, Jay. License plate on the white car. There's the fire truck. No ambulance yet, I don't think. I don't see it. Oh, check out. Okay, stay on her. Stay on her. Yeah, she might have been driving that car, possibly. Or no, was that an undercover car, Jay? That maroon car? That's what I thought. Okay, I thought I heard somebody say that the maroon car was. She might have been the driver.